What's up, guys? How's it going? This is gonna be the first video in my series of breaking down songs off of my EP, Poolside, right here, as you can see. I hope that you guys have been enjoying the EP. Really proud of these songs. I mean, of course, I wouldn't put them out otherwise. Man, making this EP has been quite a journey. Originally, I wanted the EP to come out in June. You know, the first half of this year was just insanity, so music kind of had to go on the back burner for a little bit. You know, the EP got done, came out in August, only a couple months behind schedule, but it worked out. So a video like this one will be coming out for Spent and 3000 Problems, so be sure to keep an eye out for those. But for today, we're going to be talking about track number 2, which is Last Minute. Very interesting song. As the title implies, it was a very, very last minute song. Originally, I wanted to have another song on the EP. Things didn't work out. The song didn't get finished. So I was like, okay, like that was my 4th song. Like now I guess the EP is going to be 3 songs. One day I just was like laying in bed and I was kind of in that limbo state where you're like half awake and half asleep, and I was just kind of groggy or whatever. But as I was in that state, I just heard like this guitar riff with these chords in my head, and I was like, yo, that is crazy. So I immediately like forced myself out of bed. I did not want to get up. It was like 6 a.m. or something. Came in my room, figured out the chords and the melody in my head, and just recorded it. Yeah, so with all that being said, fun little story time there. I feel like it's kind of normal to say this in these kind of videos, kind of cliche, if you will. This video probably won't make much sense if you haven't heard this song already. That's kind of the whole point of this video, is to show you the final product and yada yada yada. So if you want to listen to this song before getting into this video, I suggest you do. You can listen to the song via any of the links in the description below. The song's on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud. You can purchase it on Bandcamp and iTunes for 69 cents. You can listen to it here on YouTube. You know, it's everywhere. It's everywhere you can listen to music. But without further ado, let's get into Ableton and talk about this song. Okay, so here's the session. Let's go ahead and start off with the drums. They repeat throughout the entire song. It's a MIDI programmed drum beat that I made, and it just loops. Here are those drums for you. Just like Close to You, I believe. Yeah, these drums are perfectly quantized. No effort whatsoever put into making these sound like they were played by a human being. Yeah, contrary to what I've personally heard a lot of producers say, I really just like it when my drums are 100% on the grid. I think maybe the reason that works for me is because, you know, since I'm a guitarist and a bassist and I record a lot of live instruments, none of those instruments are quantized. So the fact that the drums are perfectly quantized, yet everything else around it is not, kind of makes everything feel a little bit more natural. I don't know, that's just kind of how I see it. I hear so much about people always saying like, you know, move your snare a little bit off grid and move your kick and da-da-da-da, and that's great. I do that quite a bit. For this song and for Close to You, I just didn't feel any need to do that. Something I wanted to mention about the hi-hats is that I have them doing this alternate velocity pattern. So the hi-hats are playing every 16th note, but every other 16th note is played a little bit softer. So as you can see, this first one is played with a relatively high velocity. I'll expand this. And then this second one is way down. And then that one is back up again, and then this one's back down again. That just kind of gives it this movement that just sounds really good to me. It's kind of a staple for me to do that. I love doing 16th hats with alternate velocities like that. It almost gives it just like a little bit of a swing, I guess. And then in terms of processing, I have those drums running through an Ableton drum bus at 100% wet, quite a bit of drive. That's pretty much it though. Let's move on to the bass. Okay, so here is the bass guitar in isolation. I guess I shouldn't have called it a bass guitar. It's actually a synthesizer. It's just a Reason Subtractor synthesizer, default preset. It's just the default bass guitar preset. And there was some ducking in there because it is being pretty heavily sidechained to the kick drum. Very simple though. It's just a root note bass line. What you just heard loops throughout the entire song until we get to the verse here, and then it changes up a little bit. Not much else to say about that bass though. It's really heavy. I really wanted a synth bass in this song because I wanted it to be really just like you feel that bass. You know, synthesizers just have this sub frequency that you can't get out of like a live bass guitar. Next is the rhythm guitar, or like the guitar chords. What you just heard, yet again, loops throughout the entire song. Those guitars are being run through Bias FX. I don't remember what amp exactly, but you know, I think it's probably some like slightly overdriven Tweed amp. But I recorded 2 takes, one panned hard left, one panned hard right. The take that's panned hard left gets panned center in certain parts of the song, and then the take that's panned hard right gets muted in those sections where the left take is panned center. No reverb, no delay, no nothing. They're just completely dry. I just thought it sounded really, really good. Next, let's get into the riff. Yeah, that is 3 different takes layered on top of each other. I have the main take right here. And then I have a harmony going on top of that. And then I also have an octave. I believe I played all of those. I didn't actually do any pitching with an Ableton. The tone for that, a lot of the work being done is just a basic Ableton guitar amp on the blues setting. It looks like I didn't do anything other than turn up the gain, and then I EQ'd it a little bit. Added some Valhalla Vintage Verb. What the freaking heck is new? I use this plugin on every single song I make. But that's it. I have all 3 of those tracks running through that effects chain, as opposed to having that effects chain on each individual track. Another part I'll go over here is the guitar solo at the very end of the song. That's what this sounds like. It's being run through an Ableton guitar amp, probably on the heavy setting or the rock setting. And then I'm actually subtly sidechaining the guitar solo to the kick, just to kind of make it sit a little bit better. I thought it sounded pretty good. And then I can also tell you I'm using a wah. I basically just have like an Ableton auto filter on here. I just slapped this one down. This is not the actual autofilter I used in the recording. I'm just kind of showing you what I did. Put it on the bandpass setting, you know, probably just stuck it around here somewhere. And then I just cranked up the envelope response, and then probably adjusted the attack and release a little bit just to give it a wah sound. And then the last guitar thing to go over here is just this little kind of ear candy part. It's just a little wah guitar that comes in the verse section, and it's panned like almost all the way in the right speaker, and that's what this sounds like. If I recall correctly, the exact same effects chain I used on the guitar solo is what I'm also using on this, but just tweaked for this specific part of the song. I have this little Juno synth. It's just the Tal Uno LX something synth. I'll put a link for it down in the description because it's a really nice Juno emulation. And then I have this amazing synth patch. Sounds so eerie. Sounds so freaking cool. It's an Ableton synth. I think it's called like like a Christmas synth or something like that. And then what I did is I just put like a bunch of Valhalla vintage verb on there, and then I put some sketch cassette on there and just cranked up the warble, like the wow and the flutter. I love the way that sounds. That synth is my favorite part of the whole song. So now let's get into some more of the ear candy kind of stuff in the instrumentation. We got some risers. There's this reverse reverb one. It's a vocal sample. It's like a cymatics vocal sample that I just put a little bit of extra reverb on and reversed. And then I layer that with a noise riser. It's just an Ableton operator set to the white noise oscillator type and just automating the filter cutoff. I got this little tom fill, which is pretty cool. It's just a tom fill that I got from my sample library. I ran it through a drum bus to kind of dirty it up and fatten it up a little bit. I ran it through a kilohertz transient shaper, took the attack down a little bit, and then I just EQ'd it. A pretty wonky looking curve here. Then I have this little vocal stutter. That's my voice, taken from another song on the EP. I just chopped it up and pitched it all weird, with the Ableton, warping. But it's a really cool kind of moment in the song where all the instrumentation just drops out, and then all you hear is that, yeah. You know, I can't recreate it very well, but you know, it's just a cool moment. Then I have this little distorted yell. Last but not least with the instrumentation, I just have a little reverse kick here, which is just the kick sample from the main drum kit here that I just bounced out and reversed. And then we have a reverse crash. Same thing, it's just the crash taken from the main drum kit, and I just bounced it out and reversed it just to kind of add a little bit of a more impactful moment when the guitar solo kicks in. So now, let's move on to the vocals. Let's just start off here with the lead vocal. I'm feeling kinda lost again. Need to go home to you, you're always coming through. A lot of the vocal processing you hear is coming from Isotope's Nectar. I did run my vocal through Melodyne, so there's already some pitch correction printed in, but I did a little bit of additional pitch correction here in Nectar. And then this is where the background vocals are coming in. It's this harmonizer plugin module within Nectar right here. Basically what this does is it just like duplicates your voice and like formant shifts it. I did 2 super octaves, panned left and right, and then I did a sub octave pan center. It just sounded really cool. Actually, this is the same chain that I used for the scat vocals in the demo, you know, and I was gonna go back and I was gonna like do actual like separate takes of me singing high, like in a falsetto, and me singing low, but I liked the way that the Nectar harmonies were sounding. It gave it this cool artificial sound that was just really attractive to me. Then I layered that lead vocal with 2 doubles, and I did actually sing these takes. Need to go home to you, you're always coming through. And they're turned pretty low in the mix, but it's loud enough to where you can kind of feel it. The vocals just feel a little more out there in the stereo field. Then we get into the verse vox here. Very, very similar vocal chain. I have some little harmony throws that come in. And then I have a little octave throw at the very end of the verse. I pitched those with a little altar boy, I believe. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and play the second half of the verse vocals all together just so you can kind of hear what the lead vocal sounds like with the harmonies and the octave throws. Restless nights in my mind, need your head resting on my chest tonight. If only I could show you the way that I see you just to give you peace of mind. Then we move on to the breakdown vox. These vocals sound very robotic. That's just me like singing, and then I'm pitching it down with some little altar boy, then just cranking an auto-tune plugin up all the way. So they sounded really robotic, but you know, they sound really, really cool, I think, in context. Yeah. Wow, that's the song. Hope you guys are enjoying it on the EP. As per usual, if you have any questions and want me to dive into any more of like the nitty gritty details, whether that's mixing, mastering, songwriting, gear used, whatever, just drop a comment down below and I will respond to it, and I will do my best to answer your question and help you out and help you learn something. So I'm going to be breaking down all the songs in the EP. There's going to be some videos coming out for Spent and 3000 Problems here soon. So keep an eye out for those. Again, if you want to listen to this song and the rest of the EP, all of the links will be down below. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, iTunes, here on YouTube, anywhere that streams music. Thank you for those of you who are here and who have been supporting me over the last few months. I say thank you at the end of all my videos, but really sincerely from the bottom of my heart, just thank you for all the support, and thank you for those of you who see something in me and see something in what I'm doing. Hope we're all in for a nice, long, fun ride here. That's all I got. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care, and go stream my EP, I guess, if you want. All right, that's it. Peace out.